Hi everyone, my name is Karen. This is my channel Rather Be Reading, and today I'm bringing to you my July TBR. So June was a pretty up and down month for me, both personally and in my reading life. I definitely did not get through anywhere near as many books as I usually would in a month, so I'm really hoping that July can move on to an upswing and that I can get a lot read, because I have a pretty large TBR as always to talk to you guys about. So let's jump straight in. As always, we will start off with the library books. So I have quite a stack here of library books that are all due back this month. The first two are books that were on my June TBR and I didn't get to. They were due right at the end of June, so are now overdue, so I need to get to these books ASAP. The first is Creed by Trisha Lever and Lindsay Curry. This is about, I think it's YA like horror. It's about three teenagers who are on a road trip when their car breaks down in kind of the middle of nowhere, and the town is like really creepy. And then I think I get the vibes from the synopsis that it's maybe like cult town, like a cultish town. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to reading this. It's really like short and should be quick and easy to get through, but I'm hoping it's going to be like a really fun, creepy read. Next, the other one that I had from last month is Thrill City by Lee Redhead. This is the fourth and final book in the Simone Kirsch series, which is a series about a character who is a stripper turned private detective. This one is significantly larger than the previous books. It is it's almost 450 pages, but this is really simple, really easy reading, so I don't think that this will be too arduous to get through. Next, I have Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. So this is the second book in the Giver Quartet. They are more companion novels than anything else, so this one is not a direct sequel. I had a real issue with the ending of The Giver, so I'm interested to see whether I end up enjoying this or not. Next, I have Mary Ann's Bad Luck Mystery by Anne M. Martin, book 17 in the Babysitters Club series, and the next one I need to read in my reread of the series. I then have 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This is a YA dystopian sci-fi type novel, I believe. It's about a girl who, I think maybe her father goes missing, but he's some kind of scientist, and in this book you can either jump into like parallel universes or something like that, and she goes on a mission with this other guy to like try find her father or something. I don't really know. I've heard pretty good things about this. I do love these covers, so pretty. So this is one of the ones I need to read for one of my goals this year. So hopefully if I like this book, then I'll continue on in the rest of the trilogy. I also have from the library Precious. So this copy is called Precious because the movie was called Precious. The original book was called Push. It's by Sapphire. Again, this is really short. This is going to be and it's like really like not a lot of words and stuff in here either. I think this is going to be quite heavy and hard to read from what I remember of the movie. It's basically about a black girl growing up in very awful circumstances. She has a really difficult life, a lot of abuse. She's had several children at quite a young age, I think by her father, if I recall, just like a really awful upbringing, and it's about her story. I've seen the movie, so I would like to read like years ago, so I would like to read this so that I can then rewatch the movie and see what I think about them like together. And then the final thing I have that's due back to the library this month is Midnight Secretary Volume 1 by Tomu Omi. This is a manga. It's one that if you saw when I hauled this that I just randomly picked up because I had a quick look, and the series of this isn't super long, so I thought I'd give this a go. I think this is about a girl who becomes a secretary for a vampire, and I assume that a romance is going to ensue. I don't really know. I'm just hoping that this is going to be a lot of fun. So that is the last of the library books. So now moving into the books off my physical TBR that I'm hoping to get to this month, which I have, again, quite a lot here to talk about. So first off, we have You and Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. So I'm actually currently reading You, and I'm actually filming this TBR a couple of days before the end. It's the 29th today, so I mean, I don't think I'll finish this weekend, so I think this will be my first book that I complete in July, but if you end up hearing about this in my June wrap up, I apologize, but I've got You, and then the sequel, Hidden Bodies. You, I'm sure you all know what this is about because it's been everywhere for years. It's about a guy who stalks a woman, and then like through stalking her, I think he manages to like end up in a relationship with her, but she doesn't obviously know that he's stalked her, and it's about that. But the thing that this book is famous for is for being told in second person, so it's told as if the narrator, the stalker, is talking to you. Like I said, I started this, I've only read about 50 pages, so yeah, I'm gonna read that, and then I'm gonna read the sequel, Hidden Bodies, which I've heard terrible things about. Apparently the sequel is awful, but I look forward to reading it and forming my own opinions. So I've got those two. I then have My Sister Rosa by Justine La Ballestière. This is a psychological thriller about a boy named Che who believes that his younger sister Rosa is I'm not sure if it's a psychopath or a sociopath, but he's basically trying to protect the world from his sister, but also trying to protect his sister from the world. I've got really high expectations for this one, so hope to get to it this month, and then I love it. I then have Summer Skin by Kirsty Eager. I actually have had this book for so long that I don't 100% recall what it's about. I think it's about a war between the jocks, and last year the jocks tried to shame her best friend. This year she and a handpicked college girl gang are going to get even. So I don't really know. I have actually read another book by Kirsty Eager, which I read after I'd already purchased this book, I think, and I really didn't like that book, so I'm interested to see whether I end up enjoying this or not, but that's on my TBR. I then also have What I Saw by Beck Nicholas. Did you just see that gigantic clump of cat hair that just came flying up? Oh my lord. This is What I Saw by Beck Nicholas. Again, I'm not 100% sure what this is about. I believe this is about a boy who was assaulted, and there's a girl who saw the whole thing and she knows what's happened, but she's not coming forward or something. I don't really know. Like I said, these two were ones that I bought kind of on a whim back in the day, and I've now had for a really, really long time, and I'm finally getting around to reading them, so it'll be interesting to see whether I end up enjoying them or not. And then the final book from my physical TBR that I'm going to read this month is one that I'm bumping up my TBR because I need to read for one of my goals, and so I'm bumping it up the TBR, but I've been wanting to read this for so long, but I'm scared to read it, and that is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I don't know that I'll ever be prepared to read this. This is about oh my god, these books have so much dust and cat hair on them. I hope you guys can't see it on camera because it's embarrassing. This is about a little boy whose mother is suffering with terminal cancer, and then this like tree monster starts to visit him at night. I've just heard repeatedly how absolutely horrifyingly heart-wrenching this is, and I just cry so easy in books. So for something for like normal people to say is so emotionally harrowing, I don't know if I'm going to survive the read, but pray for me. So that is the last of the physical TBR books that I'm hoping to get to this month. So jumping into the ebooks that I'm hoping to read this month, the two Kindle books that I'm really planning to focus on this month is The Raven King and All the King's Men by Nora Sakavic. So this is the second and third books in the, I think it's the All for the Game series, something like that. The first book was, I can't even remember what it was called. This video is a mess. I'll put it on the screen, the name of the first book, but this is the second and third books. The first book I was not disappointed in because I still enjoyed it, but it didn't like reach the hype for me. But I really got the feeling that in the second and third books is really where this series is going to take off. So I'm really looking forward to reading the second and third books and seeing if I end up loving this series as much as the people who have read this series rave about it. So I've got those two, and then the NetGalley book that I'm hoping to get to this month is The Winter Sister by Megan Collins. This is an adult thriller. It's basically my favorite type of tropey synopsis, that it's about a girl who, when she was a teenager, her sister went missing. was missing for 3 days, and then her body was found. And I think the murderer was never found. It's years later. She's now an adult. She's returning to her hometown, and because her mother is sick, and obviously it's going to bring up everything about what happened with her sister. And I think her sister's boyfriend is now a carer at the hospital where her mother is recovering, or is staying for her health issues. And the main character always believed that the sister's boyfriend was the culprit. So obviously we got a lot going on here, saying all my favorite kind of thriller things, coming back to the hometown where you grew up to solve a mystery. The sister's dead, we don't know who did it, mystery from the past. I love all of that. Very excited to get to this one. So they're the ebooks that I'm planning to get to. Now to touch on a couple of the audiobooks that I'm planning to get to this month. The first one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to is The Rumor by Leslie Cara. So this is a thriller type book. It's about, the premise sounds really interesting. It's about a town where a rumor starts getting spread around the school gate, at the primary school or elementary school or whatever, that a child murderer is in town, that they've changed their name and their whatever, and that they're living in town, and everyone's talking about that, and they're trying to figure out who it is. And from what I can gather from the synopsis, I believe it's someone who, when they were 10, murdered another little boy. And so now they're an adult, they've changed their name, trying to escape their past, and it's all about that and the rumor going around the town and parents trying to protect their kids and all of that. It just sounds very, very intriguing. So hopefully that'll be a lot of fun. I then also have the audiobook for Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella. I don't think I've ever actually read any Sophie Kinsella. I have a couple of her books on my physical TBR, but I saw that my library had this audiobook, and so I thought I'd give it a go. It seems to be about a guy and a girl who made that whole pact that, you hear about people making of, oh, if we're not married when we're 30, we'll marry each other. They're now 30, and so they're both single, and so they get married. And I think it's about their families being real pissed that they've done this, and I think their families are trying to break them up. They're trying to go on their honeymoon. I don't really know anything more than that, but I'm sure it will be fun, hopefully. And then the other audiobook that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to this month is Blue Heaven by CJ Box. So this is more of a action-y type thriller, I think. It seems to be about two kids who have witnessed a murder, or witnessed some kind, I think it's a murder, and it's 4 people, 4 culprits, and I think they're all retired police officers, or they're all police officers in some way. And they know who the kids are. And so the kids are on the run from these people, and they can't go to the police or anything, obviously, because the police are involved in it. And so I think they go to a farmer. They find this farmer, and then the farmer's trying to protect them. It's a whole thing. I don't know. Like I said, it sounds more action-y, thriller-y type book. Could be really terrible, potentially, or it could be great. I guess I'll listen to it and find out, and then be able to report to you once I've read it. So those are the audiobooks that I'm planning to get to this month. So that's it. Those are all of the books on my TBR. Like I said, I'll probably get through a lot more audiobooks than just those 3, but hopefully I can get through everything else, all of those library books and all of those physical books, maybe. Fingers crossed for me, you guys. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of the books that I was talking about in this video, what your thoughts are on them, or what you guys are hoping to read in July. Is your TBR as ambitious as mine? I would love to know. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye, guys.